Yes, friends, I live in Ankara. I am a married father of two children. I have been a physician for 25 years. For a long time, I worked as both a paying and emergency physician. For the last 5 years, I have been bringing together elements of healthy living with the Sustainable Healthy Living platform. When we bring together the pieces that we can easily incorporate into our lives and sustain, we have seen that healthy living is indeed possible, easy, and sustainable. And today, we will actually be talking to you about healthy living. We will be discussing a solution to a problem that has emerged in our era over the last 100 years, which did not exist during our childhood. What is this? We know it now in the last 30 years. Phones, computers, mobile phones, all of them have rapidly become widespread and are even in the hands of our children. Phones, tablets, computers, we have all sorts of electrical and electronic devices in our homes. 30 years ago, that is when I was around 50 years old, and in our era, of course, these existed. Probably my friends who are as old as I am played in non-digital, completely real environments during their childhood. But today, as you can see, actually each of us, our children or in our homes, have a variety of. With electronic devices, children are now in the virtual world or digital environment or with many parameters that emit electromagnetic fields. We see that they are exposed to, yes, so actually with life, with urbanization, many types of pollution emerge. Among these, those who use water pollution know there is a solution, and we have friends who use this solution. Air pollution comes with urbanization, visual pollution. But there is one more type of pollution, but we can't see it. We can't hear it, nor can we touch it, or in any way. Are we even aware of it? We only hear from experts. Yes, we know that there is electromagnetic pollution in the end. But what is the solution? Frankly, until today, we have been helpless. Therefore, I know that preventing this pollution is a sentiment we all share. Each of us actually wants to get rid of this pollution and thus eliminate this exposure for ourselves and our families. However, I have not heard of a solution regarding how it can be done until today. About 6 months ago, or approaching 10 months, as soon as I heard there was a new solution, I immediately had it brought over, even though it wasn't available in the European region. What is this? Actually, it's electromagnetic pollution, friends. Therefore, we can also call it electromagnetic radiation. So I would say this, are electromagnetic Wi-Fi signals and mobile phones really harmful to us? What do you think? Well, the mobile phones and computers you use emit radio waves electrically. Are these radiations harmful to us? What do you think about this? Well, could you write in the chat section, yes, are they really harmful, or do you have a solution at this point? I'm waiting for you to write in the chat section, friends. Yes, we definitely know they are harmful. Harmful. Yes, friends. Yes, Mr. Omar, I have been harmed. Friends, what you see here is a publication by DSV, and it says here, it is a declaration about the cancer or glioma caused by the exposure to electromagnetic radiation, which we refer to as EMF, France. It was published back in 2011. A declaration published on May 31st, 2011, when electromagnetic pollution was not as prevalent. Those who know English can read it here. It is a risk factor for cancer and a serious risk factor for malignant tumors like glioma. Here you can see the publication by the World Health Organization. Friends, as you can see, when you think about your home, I'm trying to say the mobile phone right away, your air conditioners, mobile phones, computers, and anything else you can think of. Everything that works with electricity, even an electrical outlet or electrical cables, causes the spread of electromagnetic radiation. Yes. How do we actually see our home? Friends, our home is like this. As you look around, there are a lot of electromagnetic radiation future devices we have, but in fact, if we could see, this would be exactly the situation, friends. If we could see the electromagnetic waves in our home, this would be the situation, but we cannot see any of this. Our room looks quite nice, quite clean, but unfortunately, this theory continues. So, as you can see from here, friends, today we will also present you with a solution from the company Emguarde, a patented solution. Therefore, a product called Emguarde. As you can see, this red is actually a hair dryer, a computer. Even your mobile phone actually emits electromagnetic radiation. When you turn it on, actually, look at this shortly. Mr. Mehmet will demonstrate it to you with a measuring device and will measure the electromagnetic radiation in the environment. If you have a solution in hand, you have a chance to protect yourself from the electromagnetic radiation in the environment. You do, friends, when we look at the frequency field, actually, here is the safe zone, and increasingly gamma, X-ray. You see a radio wave in a broad perspective like ultraviolet lights. Friends, actually up to X-ray, that is up to 3. PGHR, friends, it does not create ionization. You know, ionizing radiation. It already directly creates an emphasis that physically harms humans, but those below it do not cause ionization. But while it does not cause ionization, we will see together what else can cause harm on the other side. Friends, okay, actually, the area we will be discussing today is more like what you see here. Between 1 Hertz and 1 GHz, the area of electromagnetic radiation. Why is this important? Let's talk about that shortly. As you can see, friends, here again, between 30 and 300 megahertz, actually, between Emguarde, the radiation is close to our body's frequency. And as you can see here, you can see the frequencies of the organs in our body. So, as you can see, all of them are between 300 megahertz. Why did I show this? Because if you are compatible, you have the chance to absorb that frequency, meaning you can absorb it. So Genius Brain has a frequency of 70, 90 megahertz. While the brain is at 72, the body is at 62, 78. And as you can see here, the initial stage of illness actually shows a lower frequency. Here, in this slide, I will show a video towards the end to you, friends. In the video, there is actually an interaction of things vibrating at the same frequency. Therefore, a vibration within these ranges, when it enters your body, let's say a 72 megahertz frequency affects you, it shows that your brain is directly influenced and absorbs that frequency. I don't know if you've watched this. I'll try to play the video shortly. So a 512 hertz vibration doesn't actually vibrate at 440 hertz, but a 440 hertz vibration. There is a resonance theory related to what vibrates here. Friends? Yes, so as you look at electromagnetic frequency radiation scanning, a cost between 0 and 200 might be acceptable, but every frequency above 201 is actually unacceptable and is a frequency range or radiation that threatens our health. As I mentioned, after the presentation, Mr. Mehmet will show us a measurement of various electromagnetic devices around him. From here, all of us, with our phones in hand, the computer, the light bulb, or whatever, we will see together which frequency the radiation range all the electromagnetic devices around you emit. I will show a few slides here. Friends, this slide actually shows a study conducted as a blood microscopy. That is during the time you are talking on the phone. When blood is taken during a certain 20-minute conversation period, It is a dark field microscope. Friends, in fact, the fluidity of the blood decreases. It comes closer to a point we call the rouleau formation, which is closer to clotting. However, when you activate a device called Emguarde, which neutralizes a frequency that we will discuss shortly, this rouleau formation is disrupted. Then it becomes more modeled. It becomes so. There is another study related to this concerning blood flow in the eye. As you can see, in the first stage here, 20, plus or minus 1 volume. While there is a blood flow rate in the eyes, and during the 30-minute period when a phone is used or when exposed to this radiation, it drops to 60s. However, when the Emguarde is activated, when the radiation neutralizing device is activated, the blood flow rate in the eyes is even higher than when there is no exposure, because you are not only exposed to the mobile phone, it is also emitted from all the electrically powered devices around you that emit electromagnetic waves. Therefore, the fact that this rate is higher than normal minimizes all the electromagnetic radiation in the environment. This is the most interesting patented product produced by the company, and as you can see, what does it actually do? It provides harmonization for medium to high frequency electromagnetic radiation up to 100 megahertz and your family and loved ones 24/7. Do not see it as harmful. It comes from electromagnetic waves, meaning low maintenance, meaning a 5-year usage is provided in this area. As you can see, the fundamental dynamic here is this: 4 meters radius or area. Meanwhile, in a closed home environment, it creates a calm, safe area within a 4-meter radius. Friends, in open areas, it creates an even larger and wider area. So in the next part, after what I've explained so far, friends, I will take questions, but in the meantime, Mr. Mehmet, I will hand it over to you. Let me close my slide. Then we will go back to it. We will also unmute the microphones. You, with what you have in your hand, could you show us the measurements with the electromagnetic measuring device? Of course, Professor. Now let me quickly connect the handheld camera, or rather my other phone.
Hello everyone, friends. Now what my teacher explained to us in detail, we will do together with the measurements related to the devices around us. Also, you two live, both perform the measurements and also see how effectively the things happening around us can be tunneled through radiation. First, we have a simple detector, a radiation detector. By turning this on, we will try to take these two measurements. As you can see here, we have a tablet. We have radiation coming from our tablet.
Can you hold it for a moment? Mr. Humit, what is it measuring exactly right now?
Teacher, there is variability. I mean, it shows around 887, 1200 or so. There are variations on the computer. I mean, our wireless mouse emitted 10. For example, our keyboard, it went up to 2900. Our computer.
Yes. Above 200, friends, is harmful to the body.
Our printer, another monitor. In the cell phone, can you give it, for example, show it by bringing it closer with the signal from a cell phone. 281, this is fluctuating because there is also a price in the environment. Yes, let's have Erdem bring it closer to our device and show it the most helpful, friends. Like this. Can the text be seen without removing too much from the image?
Yes, we can't see it right now, but we can see it. Emguarde is appearing.
Move a bit closer. Let both of them fit into the frame. Make sure they fit to see the numbers that's on the screen. We just need to plug in our Emguarde That's enough, friends. Yes, our device is now operational. In front of it, there is a screen light. This shows us that our device is working. You can probably move a bit away now. Right now, look from our monitor, printer, computer, from our tablet. That is, from all the radiation sources around us. It has protected us. This 4 meters is a circular area with a radius of 4 meters in every direction. Of course, as my teacher mentioned, in open areas, it spreads over an even larger area. At this point, the screen should be visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Right now, it appears as 0. I'm removing it so I can experience the difference. Instantly, the radiation protection was lifted and our measurements started again. Let me do it together again. While watching, let it be on a single screen. When we attach it, again, our device instantly performs the radiation attenuation task. It doesn't require any preparation. There are no consumables either. It's enough just to plug it in with its adapter. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Mehmet, thank you very much for your help and support. Yes, friends, if you have any questions, you can either write them in the chat section or Mr. Mehmet's screen, you like this? Yes, by the way, at night I was hearing a faint sound like a hum inside my head. I told my spouse. They also said there was a strange sound like that. Turning off the Wi-Fi came to your mind. They say the hum we heard in silence went away. In other words, they mentioned hearing a frequency sound. Mr. Seval, we sleep with mobile phones. Yes, they said we sleep with mobile phones by our heads. Miss Emine. By the way, friends, I will unmute the sounds. If anyone raises their hand, if you want, raise your hand and I'll unmute to avoid multiple people talking at once. If anyone wants to ask a question or speak, you can raise your hand manually or through the actions on the computer, and I'll give you the floor immediately. We can talk if you have both opinions and questions through this. Yes, Mr. Omer, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, my microphone is on. I want to ask something. Have we tried anything this in the transfer things on mobile phones? No.
SIM card?
There are GSM transfer stations, right? Was it anything done there? What are the values there? This is very important for me.
Now, the thing here is the frequency range. Yeah, that is, it actually harmonizes the frequencies between 1 millicosmos and 1 gigahertz. It doesn't eliminate, destroy, or block them. But, I mean, it has no effect on those above 1 gigahertz. Mr. Umer, the electromagnetic waves emitted by the devices we use in our homes, electromagnetic waves are formed by devices near us that emit. Is there harmonization?
I actually wanted to ask something, but I didn't ask the question. Sorry, let me correct that now. I have a relative. There are these GSM relay stations. You say there are high frequencies there. Have you ever had the opportunity to measure with a device that measures radiation, not Emguarde, with a detector?
I don't have such an experience.
Let's try that. I'm very curious because of it. Because there are incredibly high frequencies and radio signals at these relay stations. I think it's as high as what comes out of a microwave. I'm curious about that.
Actually, it's like this. Measurements can be made regarding this. There's a program called SDR on mobile phones. By attaching an antenna to it, you can make measurements I mean, how should I say, when you're at home and you turn it towards the direction of the station, you can see those measurements. Yes, I think we are broadcasting from an area of 4 square meters. Isn't this approximately the size of a room? Do we need a device at home to answer this? Yes. Now, here it's not 4 square meters. Actually, it's 4 by 4. 8 square meters, a
8, meaning in a minimum area of 4 to 6 cubic meters,
oh,
an area of 8 cubic meters. So every management,
let me put it this way now. I use it in my home. For example, my study room, the children's room, and our bedroom can be fully covered, but it doesn't reach the other rooms. It doesn't reach the other side. Depending on the size of your house, you might need to use 1 or maybe even 2. Yes. To ask another question, Mr. Omer, please go ahead again. By the way, your microphone is off. You can turn it on.
Thank you. Now, this is something 4 meters to the right, 4 meters to the left. So it's 8 meters long. As you said, it can cover about 2 rooms in a house. So therefore, we can use it more in our living spaces, in rooms we describe as our bedroom or study room. Well, if there are no walls in larger spaces, can it cover a wider area? Its effect.
Of course, this has been measured, Mr. Umrel. So the area we mentioned as 4 meters almost extended to 8 meters. So in rooms without walls or partitions, this is a larger area. By the way, yes, please go ahead.
Imagine a hall like a wedding hall with no columns in the middle. There are no walls, no partition walls either. So if we place it in the middle of the hall in a wide area, you are saying it can make the entire hall under the influence of this radio frequency?
Yes, we can make it happen.
Thank you, much appreciated.
By the way, can you provide price information? He said, yes, in the European region, the price of this product is €3,350 plus. Taxes of the countries are added. In Turkey, there is a 20% VAT. Currently, it comes to Turkey from France, Germany, and customs clearance costs are added here. Yes, we have friends who have been affected. When we include everything, it comes to approximately €2,000. By the way, Mrs. Zeynep, very soon 5G. Some stations have an effect related to 5G. She asked about Engarden. I mean, we haven't had any measurements related to 5G here, but we have no experience. What is the frequency range of it? That frequency range does not cover 5G, 5GHz. I am making a comment. If anyone knows, I can give them the floor. Yes, if anyone else has a question or wants to speak, I can unmute them. Yes, friends, of course, we have provided a summary here, presented some information, and for more detailed information that follows, whoever your friends are that invited you here or whichever social media groups it was shared from. Again, by following the path here, you can reach out to our friends and request more detailed information documents. And ultimately, of course, when you want to incorporate this solution into your life, they will again assist you on this path. They will share all the details in both the purchasing and usage processes with you. You were definitely invited here or heard about it from a social media account in a group, and you came. And however you became aware of this path, you can contact our relevant friends to get more detailed tags. Friends, I wish you all a good evening. See you all soon. In the meantime, a question has come in. Thank you very much for the issue we overlooked. And does this device have a lifespan? Asked Ms. Sevda. The lifespan predicted by the company for a device is 5 years. And if you want, I can display this sequence on the screen again. Both the price information and something about the device's lifespan is here, friends. This is a pricing for Europe. They have set a price. Normally, the sales price of the device across all of Europe is 1,350 euros. This is in Europe. Around 30 euros for nearby distances. With a 20% tax, this comes to HERA, the expected lifespan of the device. That is to say, it has a lifespan of 5 years. However, the process for this is currently anticipated to have just begun. First, it was experienced in the Asia region. Tests were conducted there. It also came to the European region during a recent holiday. In the upcoming period, its lifespan will become clearer, but as of today, the expected lifespan is 5 years. Ahmet Hocam asked if I could share the video recording. Of course, I will be sharing the video recording, friends. If there are no other questions or anyone else who wants to speak, we are concluding our presentation. We wish you all a good evening. Good evening to everyone.